Ladies and gentlemen, after a very, very long time, we are live on DRW Radio, episode 112. And I am live with the owner of VCW and the man behind the RCS gimmick, John Rucker. And we are live with how many other peoples in fucking Omega level? Half of the tag team champions, DC Zamcham. I hate the fucking name, but this guy's really good at what he does. Guys, DC, this is your first time on DRW Radio, but guys, welcome to the radio show.
Good morning.
Yeah, fucking it is morning for E-Fetters, isn't it?
Well, the reason why I say good morning is because I respect the Japanese culture so much that whenever I go anywhere and I look at someone and go, good morning, it's the afternoon. Well, it's morning in Japan. We're not in Japan. Respect the Japanese!
I think VCW and DRW have had the most events in Japan that I've seen in E-Feds, because I go back to Japan at least once every couple months, because that was where the very first Dark Mania was held. It was 3 years ago, and it was like 3 years ago at this time, and I was like, where the fuck do I hold Dark Mania, you know? Everybody could go to Madison Square Garden, or everybody could go to a stadium. I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Tokyo Dome.
Let's go to the goddamn Tokyo Dome.
I pick places that I can make a logo with, and if I can't make a logo with it just yet, then I gotta go with
fuck
something
you
else.
guys, man. I have to wait on everybody else to make logos, because I can't fucking make logos to save my life.
It takes time and patience. It really does.
I can barely fucking get a video promo out. DC, you are one of the only guys that I haven't really got to talk to, because I haven't really been around. I've kind of let Aaron take the reins of the tag team division. You came in, you joined Omega Level, which, by the way, gotta give props to Omega Level. They are the best stable out in E-Feds right now, besides the DeLeon family, because we motherfuckers never die. Anyway, DC, I gotta throw my hat off to you. When others failed at being a tag team competitor, you and TJ, fucking prime Oh, you're not tag team champions anymore. I fucked up. The Partners in Crime are tag team champions. Wow, look at me. I'm the owner, and I done fucked up.
We're on the way to getting those titles back. Don't worry.
And let's talk about a big event. Not Dark Mania. Let's talk about Dark Mania week, March 27th, the opening night of Access, in front of 18,000 people, because it's just open to the Access members, the people who got the tickets to Access, which I find to be really cool. It's going to be live on the DRW network, which is just $9.98 a month. March 27th, Born to Rock and Roll, the main event, Arceus versus Chris DeLeon II. The winner goes on to compete for the Intercontinental Championship at Dark Mania 3. Arceus, I know you're also involved in the Dark Style Championship thing. The Dark Style Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, how would you feel walking out with both belts around your waist?
I'd feel pretty great.
No.
I mean that's of course that's bigger money, but
you know, we opened this show up when we were talking about the Japanese culture. You know, it was kind of funny because New Japan has, you know, the home of strong style, and then fucking DRW, the home of dark style. I've totally forgot about that.
The New Japan Cup was just last night.
Yeah, didn't NATO win that?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Great show.
So I talked about something relevant for once.
Look at you go, John. No,
Chaos has a new member too, other than Will Ospreay. Goto's officially part of the roster.
Fuck Goto. That guy is whore. I hate Goto with a passion. I also...
My Skype's freezing up.
Another member of New Japan that I hate is... No, I hate the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, because every time I've watched Wrestle Kingdom, the last couple main events has been Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Koshika Okada.
And I've never seen a Wrestle Kingdom. Never.
It's their WrestleMania. It's their WrestleMania. It's pretty intense. It's a pretty great thing to see. And ladies and gentlemen, I think my Skype has crashed on me. It did. No, look at that. Fucking technical difficulties in the middle of DRW Radio. Only on DRW Radio do you get technical difficulties in the middle of a radio show. No, we're going to keep talking here. Dark Mania 3, Dark Style has arrived. It'll be April 3rd in the Pontiac Silverdome. And this year, the game has changed. The Eric Draven Memorial Battle Royal is happening. But there's a new twist to it because the last 2 men in the Battle Royal will have to climb a ladder to retrieve the once-in-a-lifetime briefcase. 2 birds, 1 stone, the once-in-a-lifetime briefcase, and the Eric Draven Memorial Battle Royal win. Then we would go on to the triple threat match, Adam Rush versus Blade Wyatt versus Matt Tyler. Then the Dark Style Championship King of the Mountain match, Zack Zero will take on Damian Steele, Josh Knight, Arceus, TJ Shadows, and a man who is yet to be determined. Then the DRW Tag Team titles will be on the line in a triple threat ladder match. The PIC will defend versus Omega Level, Miguel and Rainey, and Sean Ripper, and a tag team partner of his choosing. Then in a never before, never again 120-minute Iron Man match, Greatness personified Jin Kaze will take on Christian the Kid Rainey. And then what is set to be one of the greatest championship matches DRW has ever introduced. It will be the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Matt Moore will take on Felix Fairway, Chris DeLeon, and the winner of Arceus and Chris DeLeon II. Then in a career versus career 1 fall to the finish, Aaron Youngblood will go one-on-one with Chris DeLeon II. Then the most talked about main event in DRW history, the Omega Heavyweight title is on the line. Fatal 4-Way Stoner defends versus Justin Blackwood, TJ Shadows, and the Extreme Rumble winner, Miguel Roderick. Men, are you back? Did you survive?
I managed to survive.
DC managed to survive.
Now, what match are you most excited for? The Dark Mania card.
What's up with Hammer and me also?
I don't know. It was there this morning. Yeah, I think Greg laid it out. It's frozen still.
You guys gonna cook it tonight?
Dude, it's just me and you tonight.
No, it ain't, homie. It's just you tonight.
Oh, yeah, so you gotta go to work. Put it back in the freezer.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's not goddamn no. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know, man. Anyway, what is my favorite, other than me and Aaron's match at Dark Mania, I'm really looking forward to the 120-minute Iron Man match and the Dark Style Championship. What about you?
I gotta agree with you on that Iron Man match. I mean, to me, the whole concept of the Greatness personified gimmick versus the Better Than the Best gimmick really reminds me of CM Punk and Austin Aries in their 2012s.
Oh,
they were
yeah.
doing the best in the world and the greatest man that ever lived, and they were both world champions.
Yeah.
That, to me, is the EFED representation of that.
I mean, I'm really hyped for the Intercontinental Championship because I really look at this like it's the IWGP IC title. I'm really going to give this a fuck ton of prestige. I'm really going to try my hardest. And that, with Matt Moore and Felix Fairway no longer a tag team, which was, everybody has to admit, the hottest tag team in DRW history. They had so much heat, that when I split them up, Felix Fairway with the Gummy Bear super kick, laying Matt Moore out. I mean, it was very. I loved every single bit of it. I loved the whole show. I love DRW. I mean, this Intercontinental Championship match means so much to me. And then the main event. I mean, look at the stars that are in the match. You got the new Omega champion Stoner, the former champion Justin Blackwood, the best wrestler to ever step into DRW, TJ Shadows, and then the Extreme Rumble winner, the man who literally did everything he could inside a year, Miguel Roderick, the 4 top competitors in DRW history. And then just 2 matches down in the Intercontinental Championship, you got guys like Matt Moore, Felix Fairway, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris DeLeon, and then possibly Arceus or Chris DeLeon II. I mean, the whole night just screams star-studded event. I mean, then you got the Eric Draven Memorial once-in-a-lifetime Battle Royal ladder match. That match inside itself is going to change the game. And then you get Adam Rush versus Blade Wyatt versus Matt Tyler, kind of a throwback match. And then the Dark Style Championship, King of the Mountain. I mean, everything is coming together like it should. It's just so much. I mean, I haven't even, at least I'm not John, who plans 3 years ahead. VCW, fucking Game Awards 3 is already being talked about.
I already know my shit, so...
Now, I wasn't here for the first 2 Dark Manias, so
yeah.
I kind of have to take you guys' word for it. In terms of card potential and just all-around hype, is this the best Dark Mania yet, or is there one that surpasses it?
In all my honesty, I feel like the whole 3 years that DRW's been around, it's 2.5, we'll go to 3 in July. You know, I've made some pretty good cards, but this one means so much more to me because, you know, HOPW's been around forever, but they don't always stay open. EWC's been around for 1.5 years, maybe 2. URW and UEWF constantly have fucking problems. The only people that's been around that I feel like is my biggest threat is VCW, and VCW's not an E-Fed, it's a fantasy Fed. And John, fucking hats off to you, man. That is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen. Now, in April of 2017, I plan on opening up a DRW Fantasy Developmental, and I'll be looking to your guidance for that one, John. I haven't figured... I think I said a name a couple months ago, but I totally forgot about it, so I'll have to rethink about it. But, you know, there's so many feds that are out there that get so hot and then burn out, you know, like the Gen X League that's really, really hot right now. And no disrespect to Chris Knox, but for how long will the Gen X stay open? Warriors League was fucking hot. Don't even think they put on a show. NBW is hot as fuck right now. NBW is where people need to go. And then there's a jobber fed out there that's picking up some pretty good steam. Carnage Championship Wrestling. There's the plug for the day, Leviathan. You know,
who runs NBW?
Rainey.
Oh, okay, never mind.
There's BTW that's pretty big. They had...
No. BTW is nothing compared to all of us.
Here's the thing.
I disagree there.
Some people, they like to brag and, you know, showboat on how good their company is. Honestly, we haven't even hit our milestone yet. I'm really looking forward to May 25th. But
isn't that the 1 year?
Yeah, that's the 1 year anniversary of it, and I'm really excited. And honestly, half the people that signed up for VCW, I'm really surprised that people actually wanted to participate in it. Half the people I signed, including you, Connor. I'm just going to say Connor because fuck it all. But when I signed you, I thought you were going to say no.
No, see, like, you know, back when I went to VCW, it was that time period where I didn't really want to go anywhere. I was focusing on DRW. But, you know, VCW came out of nowhere, and, you know, John, you really weren't, you're not, this is going to sound really bad, but you're not a click writer. Like, all the guys that are involved in the click, you know, me, Tech, Rainey, Cole, Nate, Mia, Aaron, Zach, all those guys, you know, every Fed that you go to, whether it's DRW, HOPW, MBW, you know, one of those guys are at the fucking top of the food chain. Well, you go to fucking VCW and it's Brad Daniels or Chris Zero, where I'm still Chris Zero there, or it's it's just somebody fucking. And I'm gonna go on record and say this: I've had the best year of my career in VCW. I was VCW's first Triple Crown. I am Mr. VCW. I'm the longest reigning VCW United States champion. I never lost the VCW United States title.
Speaking of that, what you actually did pull off was a botch, though. Like, you told me that you did not mean to leave mine, but you meant to leave the other one.
Yeah, see, there's your VCW, and then there was this other VCW called Victory Championship Wrestling or some shit. And I wasn't looking at the picture or anything, and I just hit leave. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting any notifications. I was like, did VCW finally die? And then fucking, I get a message from you. You left VCW? I was like, fuck, no, I didn't mean to leave that one.
Yeah, because here's the thing, though. It's that when you leave, title's off.
Yes, you do what I do. You do what I do. And somebody leaves, fucking strip the belt.
Yeah, it's completely off. And then, well, before that, it wasn't off yet. I was sitting there contemplating on it. I'm thinking, should it be off or should I keep it until he comes back? I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't get a message from you within that hour. The next hour later, you messaged me back, and that was when, about 30 minutes before that, I took the title off, and I went, I did message me.
I tweeted out a couple days ago in VCW and let everybody know what my target is in VCW. Everybody thought this was my final year in VCW. No. I'm just getting started. I got one more goal, and it's getting to the top of the mountain one more time. I'm getting the VCW World title one more time. Brad Daniels, you just thought we were over. You just thought I was in your rearview mirror. Nah, son, I'm a, no pun intended, roadblock.
You know, the thing that I look at is that within DRW, I do believe stated that that you were retiring, I think.
It's Well,
your character is so damn confusing with the storyline.
No. See, I had a rough couple of months, and my set date to just go home and think is right after Dark Mania. Win, lose, or draw between me and Aaron. I'm going home to think. I'm not leaving VCW. Whatever I decide to do, I'm not leaving VCW. VCW is a totally different thing from what I would retire from. What I would retire from is active competition and e-fedding, not fantasy fed. Fantasy feds, it doesn't take a toll because I don't have to promo all the time and keep up with it. It's just in my professional career, I'm a 92, 93 time world champion. I've done it all in e-feds, and I look at, Joey, and he's still doing it. He's still hot. Rainey's still hot, and he has to retire every 3 months. Tech retires every 3 months. Stoner, if he loses a match, he has to retire. And I'm not being disrespectful, Stoner. I was really just popping a jab at you. I mean, Aaron's still red hot. I mean, it's just, there's too many feelings wrapped up in feds right now. I mean, after Dark Mania, I just got to go home and think.
Do you know what's really interesting about the whole Ether thing and myself in general? Is that out of everyone that I know, I have only faced a few people that I know of in e-fitting. The rest of them, never met, just faced them in general. I faced you once, about to face you again. And
I'm gonna go on record and say I put your e-fed career at the fucking top. Because I debuted you, I think I pushed you the best I've pushed anybody ever, because I didn't get you too hot, I didn't get you in straight cold, you were gunning, you were getting there, and you had a world title shot, you were right there, you looked right at it, and you turned around and walked the other way.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to point at, too, because when you had done that, like, I was thinking to myself, is he pushing me a little too hard for this? And
I mean, now the stars are aligned. It's Dark Mania. It's time for the guy to get it. If you win the Intercontinental title, you win the Intercontinental title. But just remember, there's one more match you could enter, and all you got to do is say, I'm in.
I'm in. And
DC, I'm in. Good, seriously, DC, go promo and say, hey, I'm in this Eric Drave Memorial once in a lifetime.
I actually have the promo. All I have to do is upload it.
Okay.
But here's the thing, though. The reason why I left, and I think I've already told you this, the reason why I left is because no one told me anything about what I was supposed to do in DRW. And I know you told me you had plans. But the sucky part was that you never told me about any of it. The only thing you told me was that you had plans within that month, but you didn't have plans continuing on.
Oh, yeah, see, because I had plans within that month because I wanted to see where it was all going to go, and I honestly didn't think DRW was going to survive that long. Like,
right.
We go back to the talk about Feds being around, like I said, HOPW's been around, but they've always had to take breaks and everything. My Fed, to my knowledge, is the longest running E-Fed out of everybody in the clique. It is the longest running E-Fed with no breaks, no nothing. I've been a day or two late on pay-per-views, but I mean, it's been up and running.
I had a bit of a privatized Fed that I had with a couple buddies of mine. It was never a Facebook thing, but I did keep it running for almost 10 years. It actually took the death of one of our top stars to kind of close things down.
I think the longest Fed I've ever been a part of, hands down, isn't a part of the group that I'm in now, but it was a long time ago.
Is this HCWL? Are we going there?
HCWL was the longest of. Yeah, I did take a lot of breaks just because.
That's where we first met. Because remember, we were talking about that about 6 months ago. We were talking about meeting each other in HCWL. We just totally forgot.
Well, here's the thing, though. You and I were in HCWL. We never knew that. That wasn't until I met Cole. Going up maybe a few months later, you and I met. And we were talking about HCWL. And you're like, wait, you were in HCWL? Yeah. So was I. And I went, why? Why weren't we ever connected? And you're like, I don't know. But HCWL is the longest. But I cannot say it was my very first one. My very first one, if we're going to date back that far, was OWF. And to this very day, I hope the owner hears this out. To this very day, I regret OWF. But hadn't it been for OWF, I would have never met any of you.
No, I actually have a DRW story that nobody knows about.
What?
I don't think even Connor knows. My girlfriend was actually in DRW before I ever was.
Who's your girlfriend?
Oh?
She was only there for a day. She got added, I believe it was Leviathan or somebody. They had come to invade BTW, and they were just saying, oh, your Fed sucks, yada, yada, yada. And for some reason, they ended up adding my girlfriend. And they added her to the group. And I'm just like, what are you doing in Fed? What are you doing in these Feds? I didn't even know you Fed it. The one time I got you to Fed, you didn't want to because you didn't know anybody there. And she's like, no, I don't even know how I got added to this group. So my girlfriend was actually added into the DRW group before I ever was.
Yeah, see, if she was a woman, I didn't know because I didn't run the Divas division.
No, she never posted a bio or anything. It was just a quick add and leave thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's sexist for me to say this, but I really don't believe in women's division. I don't believe in a Divas division.
I did. You know, I let Alaska do what she wanted to do, and the women's division took off, you know. There's a reason why they are the division of the year. I mean, my hat's off to the Divas division. You know, they kept a lot of people around. But you know, my whole thing was I grew up in a house full of females, and they always told me a woman can hang with the men, so I just threw the women with the men. If you come into DRW, you post a bio, you're fighting somebody. I don't give a fuck if it's a male, female, hermaphrodite, transgender. Oh, so I'm sorry, that's going to get me in trouble. Fucking, I don't care.
Why-
You're gonna fight
Why
whoever
should you
can
care
fight.
if that got you in trouble?
Mia knows I'm fucking around.
But
Oh,
like-
ladies and gentlemen, hold on. It's the man. It's the myth. It's the legend. You're live right now, by the way. You're live on accident. Look at you go. Yeah, hold on. Let me cut this show off real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm going to talk to Joey. I may be back with him soon. Good night.